Hi, I'm Chris Scruggs, and I'm here to talk to you today about the new Epiphone Masterbilt Century Deluxe Classic Guitar, which is now available from Epiphone Guitars. This guitar really is a return to Epiphone's roots. First off, one of the things I love about this guitar is the return to these lovely old tuners like Epiphone used back in the New York era. These are some of my favorite tuners, and they're making them again, and they're high quality, and they feel great, and the guitar stays in tune. Most people today, their go-to acoustic guitar will be a flat-top guitar. In the old days, before that, it was always archtop guitars that people preferred for most popular forms of music. But that doesn't mean that an archtop guitar has to be played in an old-fashioned way. One thing about an archtop guitar is if you're using it in the recording studio, you'll notice very quickly that it doesn't have a lot of the boomy low end that you get with a dreadnought guitar or a typical flat-top guitar. It sort of compresses itself, and it sort of mixes out those frequencies naturally that an engineer would have to dump out of a flat-top guitar, and it gets a brighter sound, it cuts through the mix a little bit better, and at the same time it doesn't fill up so much space. A lot of times a flat-top guitar in a mix on a record will fill up this much space, whereas the archtop guitar fills up this much space, and it sits better with the other instruments. So there really is a lot that you can do with these guitars other than just play old-fashioned music. They really have a personality and a voice all their own. Another advantage of this instrument is the fact that it has a solid top, which a lot of archtop guitars in this price range will not have. Typically an archtop guitar that is sort of competing with this guitar in the market would have a plywood top. The neck on this guitar is modeled after a New York era Epiphone neck, which if you've ever played a vintage Epiphone from the 1930s or 40s, you'll notice that it's a big neck, but it's very friendly. It's not an off-putting big neck. Another advantage of an archtop guitar over a flat top is you can play it down low, you can play it in the middle and up high, and it maintains a very even sound. With an archtop, you get a lot more consistency as you play up and down the fretboard. One of the key differences between an archtop guitar and a flat-top guitar is really just the way that the strings are anchored to the body. With a flat-top guitar, the physics of the instrument, the strings are pulling up on the bridge and almost trying to pull the guitar apart. Whereas with an archtop guitar, what you have are the strings putting downward pressure on the top, which is a lot of the sound of an archtop guitar. It's really the design of a violin. When Lloyd Loar started designing and building archtop F-hole guitars for Gibson in 1923, his intention was to build a guitar that would be a fretted six-string equivalent to a Stradivarius. The thing that really sets this guitar apart from the rest is the pickup. I really can't talk about this pickup enough. You know, if you've ever played a really high-end archtop guitar, you know that if you take it on stage, you're not going to be able to hear it if the band has a lot of volume to it. And if the sound person doesn't know how to mic it the right way, you're just in for a nightmare. Now, one way around that is a lot of times you see players will use those monkey on a stick pickups that clamp onto the strings there, and they sort of hang underneath the strings. Well, those sort of have a character sound to them, but it doesn't really capture the wooden acoustic sound of the guitar. The nice thing about this guitar is it's got a pickup already in it, and it's a good pickup that sounds nice on stage, very natural and wooden, and it feeds up through the bottom of the bridge, so you get true contact with the strings as opposed to an under the string pickup that you might have on your granddad's old guitar.